On Sunday, October the 17th, the Million Worker March came to Washington, D.C. It was a spirited success. Using the fabled Lincoln Memorial as a backdrop, the historic rally struck a responsive chord with its audience. It made a clarion call for labor to mobilize workers to push its own independent agenda in order to restore America. The subscribing unions represent 3.5 million members, and leading the charge for this rally was Jack Heyman and Local 10 of the International Longshore and Warehouse Union. And of Local 10 out in San Francisco. Jack, your union was one of the ones that initiated this. Can you talk about that for the folks?
Yeah, this is a rank and file effort. It was generated from the ranks in the San Francisco Longshore Union, and we're quite upset about the fact that neither party, Democrats or Republicans, are addressing the questions that are relevant to the working class in this country. The major banner up here is repeal Taft-Hartley. None of the candidates speak to that issue. We have a question of the Patriot Act. Both Democrats and Republicans voted for that. They're both for the war. And we're out here with workers from all across the country to express our concerns that are not being addressed by either party.
And Jack, not too long ago you were involved in an action out in Oakland where you were protesting the profiteering that was going on one of the companies there. How did that turn out?
That's right. In fact, we have a banner here that says, "Defend the right to protest against the war, drop the charges against the Oakland 25. I'm pleased to say that the charges were dropped, and now Local 10 and the people who were shot by the Oakland police are engaged in a lawsuit against the Oakland Police Department, which we are certain will be victorious, because what they did was totally out of line. People were peacefully protesting on the docks against Stevedore Services of America and American President Lines, which are war profiteers in this Iraq war. And the police came down in riot gear after being given notice by the California Anti-Terrorism Information Center, which was an information center set up. It was the first anti-terrorism agency set up by any governor. At that time, it was Democratic Governor Gray Davis who set it up. They gave a notice to the Oakland Police Department that people who demonstrate against wars on terror could themselves be considered terrorists. And so they came down in riot gear and in an unprovoked fashion attacked peaceful protesters.
Now, fortunately, those charges have been dropped, I understand. Is that correct?
Yes, all the charges have been dropped, and the ironic thing is that part of the evidence that forced them to drop it is the videotapes of the Oakland Police Department themselves showed that the demonstrators were not violent, that it was the police that opened fire in an unprovoked fashion.
Chris Silvera, the Teamster, wanted to know how he can spend all this money on the military and not be able to afford medical coverage for working people from cradle to the grave. Priscilla Aparicio of Long Beach, California, expressed her concerns about the outsourcing of jobs. And then there was Mary Balmer, who traveled 9 hours on a bus from Portland, Maine to come to the rally. She's part of an activist group working hard to stop the Sinclair Network, a right-wing TV and cable organ, from running an anti-John Kerry film under the guise of reporting news. Now, here's Ken Raleigh of the ILA, business agent for Local 1422 of Charleston, South Carolina.
Up from Charleston today.
Yes, from Charleston, South Carolina. ILA Local 1422.
And what brings you up here? What are you trying to do here today?
We want to send a message to this Bush White House that it's time to go. No more war. Misguided wars. We want better health care. We want to increase the minimum wage. We want to continue with affirmative action until such time it's no longer needed. We want to stop our jobs being outsourced out of this country, and we just want a better America, a stronger America, like John Kerry says. I think the only way we're going to get this country back on track is to get Bush and his cronies out of the White House.
Now, is there going to be a follow-up after this about building some kind of base that people can go back to mobilize, to work around the issues outside of the two political party structure?
Absolutely. We're going to be meeting Monday morning after this rally, because we feel that one demonstration like this is not enough. We're striking a responsive chord amongst workers all across this country that feel that they're not being represented, and there needs to be a political expression. And in my opinion, that is going to have to take the form of an independent political party, a workers' party that's going to address these issues of Taft-Hartley, of the war in Iraq, of the Patriot Act, of health care for everybody in this country, not private health care as proposed by both of the candidates. These are issues that are relevant to workers today, and they're not being addressed by either party.
Okay, thanks so much, Jack.
I'm convinced that October the 17th, 2004 will go down in history as a memorable day for the American labor movement.